Tony's World reporting here. Well, as you know, I live in Vietnam, but today I'm really craving for something from my home country, El Salvador, which is a pork bean soup. Now, how can I make that here in Vietnam? Come on, I'll show you. Let's go. I'll show you the whole process, what I buy and how I cook it, and I'm also gonna tell you how I enjoy it. Let's go, Tony's World. First, I head to one of my local market stalls where I paid 65,000 VND for a kilo of beans. That's a lot of beans, but perfect to save for different occasions. Next, I stop by one of my favorite spots to buy vegetables. Why here? Because even though we can't really communicate through language, we always share smiles and good vibes. I grab a green bell pepper and an onion and some cilantro for 35,000 BND. And as always, I leave with a good laugh, which is absolutely priceless. Then I head to another market to buy pork meat and pork bones. They didn't have any bones this time, so I just bought 50,000 BND worth of pork meat. On my way out, I noticed a new stall, and lucky me, they had bones and ribs. I picked those up for 67,000 BND. Back at my place, here's everything I bought, a total of 217,000 VND, which is equivalent to $8.24, not counting a nice piece of beef I'll save for tacos later on. Now it's time to start cooking. I take 2 cups of beans, rinse them well, and let them soak overnight so they soften up. The next day, I put the beans in a pot, add a bit of salt to taste, and let them cook. While that's happening, I wash and cut the pork into big chunks. That's how I like it. I also wash the ribs and bones, which the lady was kind enough to cut for me. Next, I chop up the bell peppers and onions, toss them into the blender with a few cloves of garlic I already had at home, and blend everything together. By now, the beans have been cooking for about 20 minutes. So I add all the meat, bones, and the blended mix of onion, pepper, and garlic. I stir it all together and let it simmer for about 2 hours. Once it's done, it's time to serve. We Salvadorians love cheese, but since there's no Salvadorian cheese here in Vietnam, I'm using this local white cow cheese. It's not perfect, but it'll do. I also add some avocado. I was lucky to find one that was perfectly ripped, plus a bit of chopped up onions and spicy red chili peppers. There it is, my famous Salvadorian pork bean soup made right here in Vietnam. And voila, that is the process I go through to make one of my favorite dishes from my country, which in Spanish is una sopa de frijol con cerdo, which translates to a bean soup with pork meat. And the final thing is adding lemon. Add the lemon up in here. Just a little bit more. These lemons are very small, but I love them. They have like a little tang orange taste to it. There we go. Just mix everything up. This is not the first time me making this here in Vietnam, but I haven't made it in a very long time because it takes a long time to cook, at least for me. I believe if I had other utensils, it would be easier. But I mean, it would cook faster, but that's just the way I did it. So let's take a big bite. We got the meat, the cheese, beans, aguacate, and delicious. I love it. Traveling and living in different countries is a beautiful thing. You learn a lot. But one thing from my experience, one of the most challenging things for me is the food, because different places have great food, but I've always missed my food, like my country's food in Salvador. Us, when I say us, my family, my people, we eat beans basically every day of our lives. And in Asia, some countries that I've been to, it's been a challenge to find them. So when I came here to Vietnam and I went to this market, When I seen them, I was so happy. And the first thing I did was make this pork bean soup. So I'm happy and grateful that I can be outside of my country but still enjoy one of my favorite dishes. Just sharing my experiences and my talent. Tony's World. Remember to like and subscribe.